You just want peace. You don't like yelling, tension, or proving who's right. You'd rather talk it out, or better yet, not talk at all until things cool down. But here's the twist. Sometimes avoiding the fight kills the spark faster than any argument ever could. Because love isn't about never clashing, it's about what you're fighting for. When you care enough to face the storm instead of running from it, that's when she feels safe. See, fighting for her doesn't mean raising your voice. It means staying present. You don't argue to win. You talk to protect what matters between you. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to stay when most men walk away. And when you do, when you face the tension instead of escaping it, everything changes. You're in one of those moments. Her tone sharpens, your patience thins, and you can feel that spark about to turn into smoke. Instead of snapping, you take a breath and say, I'm upset, but I still want to fix this. That one line changes everything. Because in that moment, you're not her opponent. You're her partner. That's when she stops guarding herself and starts trusting you again. She finally feels safe in your strength. And yes, she might still roll her eyes, cross her arms, or throw in that dramatic sigh. So that's just her saying, I care. When you stay calm while she's spinning, it's like emotional jujitsu. You use balance instead of force. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Because you can't build connection through control, only through calm. Conflict is inevitable, but chaos, that's a choice. When you raise your tone, she hears threat. When you raise your understanding, she feels love. That's the difference between fighting with her and fighting for her. One night, things get heated. She accuses you of not caring, and you can feel that old frustration rising. But instead of walking away, you look at her and say, I'm still here, aren't I? Not to be clever, but because it's true. And in that moment, your presence speaks louder than any defense ever could. That's what she'll remember. Not the words, but the safety of knowing you didn't leave. Now, not every disagreement has to be a deep, emotional breakthrough. Some are just funny. Like when she insists her favorite series finale wasn't that bad, and you're silently mourning the plot twist that ruined your soul. You're allowed opinions. Just maybe pick love over Netflix this time. When you argue with patience instead of pride, you teach her something powerful, that love can survive tension. She stops walking on eggshells. She stops testing you, because now she knows when things get hard, you don't disappear. You show up. Every woman remembers the man who stayed calm in chaos. The one who could say, we're okay, let's figure this out. That's when she lets go of fear. Because you didn't just win an argument, you won her trust. You became the calm in her storm, not by avoiding the thunder, but by standing in it with her. Fighting for her means protecting the relationship, even when it's uncomfortable. It's choosing connection over control, love over ego, peace over pride. You don't win by being right. You win by staying real. And when you do that, she doesn't see a man avoiding conflict. She sees a man strong enough to love through it. That's the kind of strength that makes her feel safe forever. You've learned how to stay grounded when it matters, how to protect love when it's fragile. And next comes the real test of balance. Because sometimes strength isn't about standing your ground. It's about knowing when to bend. In part 5, we'll talk about that balance. How compromise can become connection instead of sacrifice. See you in part 5.